Okay, so right, so this week we've been working on mapping. We've been making the scene for Carol's flashback in particular, which involves this area here and the inside of the wagon, which we will also probably make pretty at some point. Might have a look into that today or tomorrow's stream. But when we look at how it looked originally, it was that. So we've come a long way. It feels to me that I haven't done much this week with the mapping, but when I look at that, I think, well, yeah, there's a bit of a difference. So we're just gonna make it look even better today, fill it up with things, and we might start the road part because I would like to make it look even better, but we'll probably need to do a parallax map first, and which means we'll have to get all the tile set stuff done first before we jump into that, which means it'll probably be the last job, the road bit of the whole mapping thing. But when we do the parallax mapping, we'll have the freedom to make some edits to other things too. We could change some of the fences just to give it a bit of variety, or just add some more on the grass to give it a bit more. Things that you can't do in the tiles, really. But we added some cute piggies yesterday. I was messing about with this a little bit last night. Didn't do as much as I would have liked because I was super tired last night. Just got really tired all of a sudden, so I had a slightly earlier night. But I did get some fences in before I went to sleep. These are probably the prettiest ones I found, and I might change the colour slightly. I might add some, maybe change the plant thing just a touch, but I do like it as a base for a fence, because there was a scarecrow there was a little spade, and I thought it was quite fancy, and there was also some signs as well, and different grass pieces to go on the wood fence parts. Other than that, what have we done? I don't know if there's anything more I changed. I was just like, yeah, might be a few little bits and bobs that look a little bit differently because I was experimenting. But we're just going to mess around and experiment again today, really. And if we just want to break from this, we might have a look at tidying up the wagon as well. But it's all going good. Probably will do this for the rest of this week, and I'll be finishing it off on my days off as well and over the weekend. And then next week, I guess we'll see, because it's hard to say what we'll be doing next week if we complete the mapping and I finish all the sound effects stuff for the flashback and the rest of the scene. If I do manage to do all that work, then that means we're done with the whole flashback sequence. And there's a few little things around the Everbloom Forest and Lakefall that need to be concluded and tidied up after that point. I say concluded, but we're not going to be finishing Everbloom Forest or Lakefall for a long time. I'm kind of tempted to really flesh it out and make it like the whole of the episode 1 part of the story, just because we might as well. We spent so long on that mapping, and we can add a bunch of story and side quests there and lengthen it, and before we move on to the next zone, which might be this area, who knows. Morning Rose, hi Eulogy Master, how have you been? It feels like forever. Hope you're being well. I'm the same with the sensitive skin, can't have things that itch. Yeah, I get really funny with it. Certain wool materials like this one's okay, but there's some out there that really make me itchy, so I have to be really careful what I wear. And it sucks because I love knit wear, and that's probably my favourite in the colder months. But yes, I have to chop off labels. I get super itchy. How are you doing, Eulogy Master? Okay, so what we're going to do today, right, I just want to make it look super good, and I feel like it's slowly getting better and better, like when we compare this to what it looked like in yesterday Monday stream. I think it's slowly coming together. It's still got a long way to go though, because I get pretty fussy about things like this. I like to go all out with my maps if I can, but we'll take it a step at a time. And some might say it's not really that big a deal because the scene itself isn't going to be, well, we're only going to see probably the middle part. If we zoom out, it's only really going to be focused on like probably 25-30% of the map in the centre. But I like doing it all simply because if we ever do come to this area in the game, our characters later, we'll want to have the whole map there ready, rather than just a small portion. And I say I only was the middle, but to be honest, it's all the whole middle bit, because we're gonna see the cart going along the track for quite not too long, but we want it to be pretty. Okay, so Photoshop. Let's get Photoshop up to right now. And also, guys, because we was a bit concerned about tech issues yesterday, I think everything's okay. I did a check. Asriel gave me a link and I followed it, and I checked if everything was fine, and it seems to be. I think my C drive might have been a little bit full, so I did empty some stuff just to, so it's probably a good idea to do that now and again. So I've freed up some space. Hurrah, huzzah. Okay, so I've got this cropped tile set. This is what I'm using to put everything on, basically, for our map. And then we put it into RPG Maker via the editor. There was this really cool pretty tile set which I really like. Some of the things on, the hay, the wheat, I thought it would really look cool on our farm, but we can't. This one is the sizing of it's weird, so I'm having to manually copy and paste the bits we want into this so we don't have any sizing problems. And as for this is just a colour palette thing I was messing around with. I was looking at some colours I like and picking them out, and hope maybe we can use those for elements in the farm. So I'll probably do some colour picking if I want to change some colours of things, just to keep it all consistent so we don't have too many different shades. It looks like a mishmash of things. So I might, the things like the plants, I might change it, the green just a touch, and maybe the colour of the fence as well. And we might have a few scarecrows around, which means I like to change the colour of the scarecrow hood, make some different ones. I want to get the wheat as well. I'd like that on one of the areas of the farm, but it's actually really hard to edit the wheat to make it so it fills the whole section. So I'm going to have a mess around with that as well. Okay, so where should we begin? Because like honestly, there's probably several things we could do, so it's just like deciding where to begin. I think one thing I'd like to do though, now I'm looking at this, I'm wondering if I should bring the fences in just a touch, like maybe one square, just because perhaps there's a little bit too much grass, and if we want it to be a little bit more compact, it might look a bit better. And I'm not sure, like it might not stay like this, how it looks at the moment, this crop layout. Because I'd like to have the wheat there ideally, but I was kind of messing around with how it looks if some didn't have, if some weren't filled in. Also, we've got our little holes as well, so I might put them there, but I don't know. Oh, I missed out this one. Sorry if you guys are near shouting downstairs. There's some random man who came in. Someone just knocked on the door and walked in, and they were shouting. Well, they weren't not shouting in a mad way, just like, you know, when you get salespeople come round, or I don't know, people like that, or people doing jobs, DIY bits. He's just got a very loud voice. But my mic might be super awesome and not pick it up. Because sometimes what sounds really loud to me, what I can hear now to you guys, isn't loud to you guys. Which is awesome if so. But to be honest, my Blue Yeti can pick up quite a bit of sound. But I still love it. Okay, so I brought it all in by just a pixel. I'd like to put the fences around the other areas. And we'll see how it looks. But if it comes to we want to just edit the fences and change how some of them look, just to give a bit of variety, then we'll have to do that when it comes to the parallax mapping. Just because it'll be way easier. Huzzah! Binary. Look at that beautiful barrel, I say. She's beautiful even with an angry face. There she is. I'm showing her and Meryl off in my panels now, because they deserve to be there. And I might do another bit badge in the coming weeks as well. It's whether I can fit some time in to do a third one, so keep your eyes peeled. They deserve it, they do. The question is which one is best, Meryl or Carol? Which one is the wifey? I'm very intrigued about this. I think one day I'm actually going to put up a proper poll, just purely to see who come down on top. Carol, clearly. Oh, really? So why is Carol better than Meryl? It's very interesting, and I think it's a very subjective thing. I'm sure Meryl's got her fans. I know that some people have come in stream giving Meryl love, so I hope so, because Meryl deserves love too. Right, so because I copied and pasted parts of this to well, can't even grab a mud tile now because there's none anywhere. Okay, there's a few like next to each other, and I don't like it when the same ones are next to each other, so we'll just there we go. I think there's some down here as well. Okay, so let's get the fence colour doesn't look too bad. I just want to have a nice consistent colour scheme. I think it'll make it look really pretty rather than loads of different shades of browns. But I'm thinking though, these here and the wood fences should probably look like they're the same. It's kind of sometimes a challenge to make everything look like it all fits together, especially when you're getting lots of different mishmash of assets, but we can do it. It's my job to make it work. Well, Carol started the whole thing. Without Carol, there would be no Meryl. Also, name goes better with barrel. Yeah. Binary, I'm very sure you were the one that said Carol. Pretty sure, because I remember when we were coming up with the names back in the day, and I swear it was you. And it was perfect. I'm very glad she won the poll. Okay. Okay, I wonder if we should bring that fence up just a bit as well in the tile set, because if I do it there, it will be a little bit high up, I think, and it'll cover some of the plants. But it might be a bit low down like that. Let's just have a mess about with our tile sets for a bit. Okay, so I believe that... Wow, I don't even know which one it is I use. Let's remind myself. Oh, you can have a short one. I'm going to try something now. Let me hide Photoshop just a sec. I kind of like the idea now having a few short ones, but maybe it looks strange. I need to look at some fence inspiration. But it's pretty cool they let you have short fence. I mean, if we did do that. Okay, I've just got to figure out. I'll think about that after. We'll just get the fence positioning right first. Can't do too much at once. So... yeah, it might be trickier than I thought to shift things up, because it looks like the design of the fence, it all like, that's how it is. So what you're saying is, I'm Carol's father? No, I'm a barrel. You must be, because we haven't met Carol's father yet. That's true. We know Hank's the granddaddy, but we don't know who the daddy is. It's kind of left that open right now, because we know that obviously there might be some sort of mum and dad, but we haven't had them in game. Well, we tried to introduce them, but the community seemed to prefer the idea of them being grandparents, because we had a poll, and I forgot the names now that we gave the mum and dad. But it's all very interesting, because the barrels aren't really a biological race. It's all a spell, but they don't know that. Poor them think they're a genuine family, perhaps, maybe. Okay. One thing about MV tile sets that is weird, it seems sometimes it gets rid of what's behind it and other times it doesn't. I find that when I'm grabbing it like that and doing it, that's when it does it actually. But when I manually put in the fence, it doesn't. I'll show you now. Where's the top one? I was more awake last night when I was super tired by the look of it, because that's when I did the fences, and now I suddenly don't know what I'm doing. It's super small, blame. Oh God's sake. Dad name gotta be Daryl. Yeah, I think there was a Daryl actually. Maybe that was the uncle, the drunk uncle. That was never put in the game because he didn't get enough votes. Right, I'm gonna just get rid of this scarecrow because it's distracting me. Okay, I think it's literally just that. It's just that one that I used. So if I do that, see what I mean? It covers the plants a bit, and I don't know if I like that. But if we use the short one, it wouldn't. But the problem is the short one's strange because there's some big ones there. Maybe we could edit it so that it wasn't like that. Because the short one, the size of it's better, and it's doesn't seem to cover up it like the big one. So I think I'm inclined to go for that one instead. But obviously something is meant to go on the top there because that's why it's cut off there. But I can't seem to find the matching part because I'm blind. Oh, is that it? Could be interesting to have some that are different sizes, I suppose. Do farms have that sort of look? I don't know whether farms have a specific fence type. I'll have to look at. I don't think it really matters. Plus Raindrop Chronicles can have its own fence. You know? Sometimes I get a bit like attached to following real life and how we do it. But then you gotta remember this is a fantasy world, so you know, we're allowed to have a bit of add a bit of inaccuracy if we wish. No harm in that. So unfortunately putting that in did get rid of the crops. I'm still not sure. I do like the short fence though. I think we're gonna have to go with the short one, just simply because I don't want it covering up the crops, and I think we can edit it so that we have that look. I don't think that's gonna be a problem. So what I'm gonna do, just get rid of the top bit again. Yeah, I found these fences like super late just before I went to bed last night, and then I was like super tired, so and I thought I'll carry on with this tomorrow. Hi Neffel, how are you doing? It's good to see you, Neffel. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Yes. So I've got one stream of the week left. Right, so we have a bit of a thing where we've got some cut off fence every other one, so we just need to edit it. If we go in Photoshop we can change it so that we'll always have a short fence. We just need to copy and paste this little boy. I would say it's a boy. Wood isn't human. All these memes are getting me talking weird. So I think if I do that, it will be fine. I think it's as simple as that. So we'll check, we'll save. And I do have a big list of things we could, other things we could add to the farm as well that Van helped with. he listed off a ton of stuff on Monday's stream. So we'll have a look. Some of it will work and some won't, because they're a bit too landmarky and because it's a repeated pattern in the cart. Then we don't want anything that's a bit of too much of a landmark. But it'll be cool for when we do a farm map in the future, that in a zone of the game. Right, so. Fingers crossed. If it works, I'm the best. Yeah, the drunk uncle that no one talks about because they're ashamed of him. Poor guy. Okay, so it did work. But there's a little thing here that shouldn't be there. We might need to edit another tile for that, because it seems like, let me just see, so it's that one that we use. Right, so we just need to chop off that extra bit, which is here. The label is super itchy. I should get the scissors out right now. Okay. Right. Let's put our crops back. So the good thing is now is that we have a short fence pole, so they're not like covering up the crops. It looked a bit messy when they did that, and it's not too far out either, as long as it looks all right, I guess. Let's get it back up. Let's add the stuff that we had before. Would the scarecrow still work there? It seems like it was made for the bigger fence, so it would fit there. I'm kind of curious how this would look with the short fences. We just edit it, so we move the scarecrow down so we can get it working on that fence too. I don't know, I think it looks better with the short fence, just my personal opinion. We can use different coloured fences maybe as well, especially if we're going to be having them over here too. Maybe a lighter coloured fence would look good if we're having hay there. The tall fences surprisingly do take up a lot of space as well, which makes the map look a bit neater. Yeah, we might need to add a thing there. And okay, so let's have a look at our scarecrow, because I like the scarecrow. I want to keep that. I might flip it the other way though, so it's facing the road. We'll see. Okay. The fence is weirdly bigger on that one. I think it's just because it's overlapping, that's why. Right, so I think we're going to need to just delete the fences and then just get it in the right position, maybe. Azriel, how you do? No worries. You are probably a busy one at work. Totally understandable. I'm glad to see you here though. You've made it. And so, you know, Azriel, just because she was here yesterday when we was going through all the stuff with the tech problems, I think my computer's okay. I think it's fine. I did do the check and it might have just been one of those weird one-off things. I don't think it's anything serious like my computer dying or anything. So hopefully it won't happen again. I did clear my C drive up though. I got rid of it. It was actually quite full, so I did give that a clear out and there's more free space now. Yay. Okay, so that means that's the scarecrow. Did I chop off stuff I shouldn't have chopped off? Where's my sidebar gone? There it is. I accidentally minimized it. Right. I think that will sort it out. How did the original one look? Actually, no. Yeah, it's a little bit making it fit for a smaller fence is easy enough, but can just be might just be a bit fiddly doing the filling in some of these pixels. Okay, there we go. Right, so all we need to do now is find a space for it. We can literally just drag it, make sure it stays in the same position. I think that'd do it. I mean, we can have it with the fence. Maybe, I think maybe we could do that. We'd have one with the one without the scarecrow and one with. So just pop him there. And we'll copy this bit too. I want to do I might do a different coloured hood though. Might do a few of them because we're going to have a few scarecrows. Yeah, I think that'll fix the problem. But I want to flip it over. I want to flip it over because you look so much better facing the road. Will it still look okay? Yay! Some of them though, we might want it how it was before. For when we have fences on the left side, we'll probably want the scarecrow facing that the other way. Scarecrows generally, do they face the crops or do they not? I'm curious now how it usually is. I'm going to look on Google. Do they face the road or do they face the crops, or does it not even matter? Well, there's a picture of the Wizard of Oz and it's facing the yellow brick road and not the crops, so yeah, I think it's probably better to have it facing the road. Not sure it matters. Yeah, I'm one of these people that ask all sorts and go into real analysing mode. Because one day, who knows, the Raindrop Chronicles will be released and someone will tweet me and say, you did that wrong. You should have had it facing the road, the scarecrow. Like, oh, shash. That's what I'd do. Nah, just not reply. I'm too busy to reply to people. Okay, so I don't know what colour should the hood. I'm probably going to do a few and see what one looks the best. But let's save it and see how it looks, because I think that this will work now. Now we've done the edit. Oh yeah, I do a Windows thing pop up as well this morning saying your device needs to restart to install update. So there's a new Windows update already. Maybe that was why it crashed. There it is. I was wondering where my scarecrow was. I was like, where is my scarecrow? I want it close, as close to the road as possible so people actually see it. Yeah, and I'm going to change the hood to it, maybe yellow or orange, because the green is clashing against the green. It's not standing out enough. So, and also, where's that spade? Because we got one with the spade and I quite thought that looked cool. Oh, we need to get rid of the fence thing behind the spade. But we can also add some grass stuffs to our fence. Ah, I see what's happening now. They're all made for the big fence. I have to do an edit. I have to do an edit for those. But things like that we can do on the parallax map maybe. But I like to get as much done on the tile sets as possible. And then I just do parallax map for anything that can't be done on tiles. Also, these could be carrots as well, looking at them. I'm sorry guys, you can't even see. I've still got Photoshop. These could be carrots as well, so what are these meant to be? Parsnips or something? But we could do some orange ones, I've just realised. Only just struck my mind. I did think orange would look nice in the colour palette. It's as one of the colours. I was messing about with colours that could look nice on this farm, and like, I thought orange and like a burnt red would like really go well with the greens and the beiges and the yellows. So I was totally not inspired by a certain video game that has a similar colour scheme. Okay, I'm gonna sneeze. Right, so where are we? Here we are. So we're not gonna have this particular corn anymore. I think we're gonna use the wheat. I mean, the corn's okay, just a bit. I'll keep it there just in case, because it might look okay, but we'll just move everything else across by one so that we got room for our new cute orange carrots that we're gonna have. Looks like parsnips. Yes, I thought so. Yeah, they do definitely have a carrot sort of look to them too. You just need to make them orange. Right, so we should probably maybe do this manually. Don't think it'd be too hard to do. Normally I'd do a recolouring of it, but it's sometimes a bit tricky to colour white in. So we'll change the colour of white. Got an itchy nose. Okay, so I'm gonna get the colour picker. I think all these could be the same colour. Right. Let's try making an asset. Well, an edit of an asset. So has some slightly darker around here. Trying to get the shading as close as possible to the parsnip. Just all fill in all these first. I wonder if it'll work if we do try and recolour that. Something tells me it'll be tricky to do with white, but we'll see. So I wanna compare this against the one I'm doing. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a tricky one that to change the colour of. The colour pick has been weird. That is not, you guys can't see it, I have to go on this screen if you see it, but that brown is not the orange I'm doing. That's for sure. Being naughty. Not getting the colour. Maybe there's some weird setting with the colour picker I've not done. Maybe point sample? No. It's, you know that things are not working when everything, of all things, the colour picker doesn't want to work. It's usually the most reliable thing. I don't know, this is something I've never experienced before. It's like not even the right colour. You brought that too? I know, everything's, what is with this week? What is going on? This means I have to manually pick the colours because the colour picker's not working. I could always just shut Photoshop down and restart, but I don't know whether. I messed about with all the... Okay, is it working now? Seems it is. I tried point sample before and it didn't work, but now it is. It's decided he wants to be my friend again. Thank you, Photoshop. Okay. It looks bad at the moment, but we'll fix it. Let's see what it looks like zoomed out. Okay, there's still some white parsnip sides. It seems like we're gonna have to colour more of it in, but it doesn't look too bad as zoomed in. I'm just colouring in the whole thing in the same colour now. We'll do the shading after. Now this method's confusing. It's actually, even though it looked like such an easy thing to do, it's actually not being my friend right now. So I've got another way. Well, we'll see. If this parsnip wasn't white, it would have been easy. It's because I could just change the colour. Oh right, it's not even the same parsnip. The leaves are in a different position, just noticed. This one should be the same one though. Nope. Right, so instead of copying that, we'll just copy this one. Because this one's the same one. Did I just get rid of it from that one too? I edited it too much to go back as well. I can't go back in my history, unfortunately. I'm gonna just delete the whole thing. No, not the whole thing, just that, just the parsnip carrot. There. Right. There we go. So we're gonna just do that. Have we got one underneath? Because I'm gonna get rid of the colour that we don't want after. So yes, this orange, that one. Well, we can make it a bit deeper afterwards. Okay. Let's see if we can, what happens if, there we go, I think that's a better orange. It's changed the colour of the like mud bit under it though, so we'll just get the parsnip one and put it over. You don't want all the extra, well, it's okay, I don't know, might be fine. Let's have a look. Yeah, maybe just tidy up those leaf edges, get rid of those. Hi Cheese, oh my goodness, how have you been? It's been a while. That colour is much better, thank you Azriel. Yeah, it was a little bit of a tricky one, changing the colour as something that's white. But adding a filter actually worked, so hooray. Just needed to be a bit deeper and we did it. Hooray. Been great working so much that I almost missed the stream. Yeah, it's something that is a thing with the times I stream because I'm the time of the work lurker. Everybody's at work when Rose streams. But I appreciate being the work lurker streamer. Yeah. But how's work been going? And hi Oracle as well. How are things? Coming in with those adorable bat emotes. My goodness, Cheese, I forgot the last time we spoke. I hope life's been treating you well. Get rid of a few little messy bits to remove. I think it mostly is fine now. Hang on, where's our... Oh, I was going to say, that is not the colour of our... Or is it? I think what it is, we added the mud and it got rid of the nice burnt orange colour. So we're going to have to change that then. So just make it a bit deeper again. might be a little bit pale in the middle. So I've got to be careful because it might lose its charm if we get rid of the shine. Because we gotta have that because we'll have our orange mud, otherwise we can't have orange mud. Unless Raindrop Chronicles has orange mud. Hi Gus, welcome back to stream, how you doing? And Arctic, how you doing? Missing you guys, you're sneaking in like that. It's going alright, just answering the phone and helping UK people with their IP phone systems, bless their cotton socks. Oh, do they have an accent like me, Cheese? I'm okay, just poured a glass of chocolate milk and having a few homemade ginger snap cookies. That sounds really yummy. I want to get some snacks now. I just had my lunch, but I'm already hungry reading now. I ate a weird looking ham and cheese pastry from the supermarket. What, last one on the shelf? Usually the ones with your accent are nice, Rebecca. Oh, are they? Yay, I'm nice. People like me are nice. I'm good, thank you. Hope all is well with you. Yeah, we're doing like a new map this week for a scene, a flashback scene in our second main quest. And it's trying to make it look as good as we can, I guess. That's the goal. So I was working on making some carrots. So these parsnips here, we're changing them into carrots now. Well, we're keeping the parsnips, but we want carrots as well. So we're just trying to make sure we have some awesome looking carrots. So messing about with colours. Okay, I think we're getting a bit there. We've got a bit more yellow in the middle now instead of white, which is a good sign. Because carrots aren't white. Is Father Elm still a thing? I love it. We're going to be revisiting Lakefall. That's where the big tree is. But there's Father Maple, if you mean Father Maple. He's a thing as well. But we says Father Elm was going to be the big tree in Lakefall, didn't we? But we've been focusing a lot on Carol and her companions in recent weeks. Oh, and we also launched the website as well. Do you know if you saw it, Cheese? So I'm going to give that a link for anybody who wants to have a peep. Feel free if you haven't looked yet. So we've been focusing on a bit of Carol backstory. That's been what we've been doing, and we'll be going back to the forest and all, adding some side quests and all that once we've got that out the way. But we've also got to go back to the first boss and finish off that battling cutscene, because those fruits were adorable. If anybody met them yet. Sneak peeks, thank you, Azriel. Yeah, YouTube channel will be regularly updated with sneak peeks and the story so far as well. So those are the places to go. Nice, love it. That website looks great, thank you. Yeah, it's going to get regularly updated every time we have some new content in the game. The story so far part will always get updated with every new quest that we have in the game. Ooh, Cheese has all his raindrops still. They've gone nowhere. Stumpy's dad or something, that's it. Father Maple was Stumpy's dad. We're going to see them again because we do need to have a little look at the battles again, just finalise them. The animations in particular. Because Father Maple's battle was actually quite a very, very creative one with his protective pancake ability. And I don't know if we kind of finished that off. But yes, sometimes we sidetrack onto different sections of the game. Because Carol needed some love. She hadn't had no love yet. And she's had plenty lately, that's for sure. She's been the focus. We even have a Carol emote now. It's a bit emote though, not a sub one. So it's a special one. She's a very matte. She's an angry lady. So that's what they looked like before. They're a little bit deeper now. Might still, because there's a few little pixels that should be there. I've got so many layers that I need to figure out which one. The colour picker's being a silly again. The colour picker's not my friend anymore. This is very bizarre, guys. Look, proof that it's not working. Here's the sampling ring. I'm picking the green. It's brown. What's going on? It's like been like this all stream so far. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. All layers. Okay, thank you. That's why it had to go on. So maybe that was the problem. It was on current layer instead of all layers. That's never been something I've had to change before, and I don't believe I changed it to current layers either. Just wants to be silly to me. Okay, just a touch, just a slight edit, and then we'll see how it looks. We'll add it to the map. Wow, purple carrots. So I do want them to be nice, and I like the deeper orange for sure, but just might need to tidy up a few little pixels. How's that gonna look? Does it look weird? I think that's fine. We'll just fill in with the darker colour. Keeping them in the bank indeed. And I do have a few character sheets to catch up on, that's for sure. I was in the middle of doing one actually the other night, and the link that they sent me, a reference image for their character, is broken. So I'm needing to, I'm going to have to, I'm contacting them to find out what image they use, but I think they've forgotten what their character was, so might just have to do my best with that one. I'll try my best. So the colour picker, yeah, it was just being a butt again, but it's working again now. Windows hasn't been my best friend lately. There we go. But maybe it's just me. Maybe it's me that's not doing Photoshop right. Okay, so with that, I think they are edited. There's a few messy pixels there, you see. I think there's one messy pixel that's still there. We'll fix that. Certainly looks better than it did, but still not 100%, but it's close. Right, so I think there's a lot of different layers, so we might need to combine them. No, I think if I do that, then there's no shine at all, and it just probably just needs to be a little bit darker than this one, maybe lighter. Yeah. All this fuss about carrots, eh? I think we'll leave them there for now. Any polishing I'll do off stream or over the weekend. I say that and there's just something I saw. No, we'll leave that one. There we go. Save. And we'll change the hood of the scarecrow as well. Wow, it's windy out there. Oh yeah, so we've got some orange carrots now. There might be a bit of like messy pixels behind by them and the parsnips actually. Because the parsnips are white, it doesn't look as bad though. Okay, so I want to change the hood to yellow just so it's a bit brighter, because it's the same colour as the grass currently, and the scarecrow doesn't stand out loads because of that. Also, one sec. Yeah, I might get rid of the mud, to be honest, around the carrot. Don't think it's that necessary, but we'll do the scarecrow first. I'll get another layer and hide it, because we'll probably want a few. Right, so it is changing the fence as well, so we're going to have to just grab the scarecrow. Yeah, it kept grabbing the fence by accident, just so I have to tick that middle one there, I think that solves that issue. Okay. How are you doing today, miss? Not too bad. I was super sleepy last night. I think it was all the tech stuff that was happening in yesterday's stream. We had a crash and made me tired. So I don't know what came over me. I was just way more tired than usual, so I had a slightly earlier night, but I'm feeling good now. Hope you are too, Neffel. So there we go, we got a nice yellow one now, and I think that'll look nice, and we'll have some other scarecrows of different colours too. But I'm going to just go back to these cats because they don't look too bad in Photoshop, but in the game the brown bit looks really weird against the thing it's underneath, so. No, I don't want the, I want to keep parsnip one. Right. Or I could do that and just get, I know, get the eraser. I've got to be careful I don't delete anything I shouldn't. that's better. That carrot looked a little bit wonky for some reason. But it's good that they don't all look the same, because then it looks a bit... This one... Okay, there we go. That'll do for now, I hope. But it's a bit of a tricky one because it's a bit of an edit on the original asset, so it's not the prettiest right now. But might mess around with it another time. Save. But the scarecrow went well. At least that was easier. I'm good too, yay! Hooray! Okay, next step. There's a gazillion little bits and bobs we could do. So now, yeah, we got a yellow scarecrow now. Oh yeah, our spade. I think we still need a little bit of a shadow under the carrot, but we're going to have to make a neater, a tidier one. Right. So the colour scheme, I love these, the tomato plants on the things, but just the colour schemes, I want them to match the fence, and yeah, we'll get also get the shorter fence for these. I think there's something under them that shouldn't have been. Footsteps would look cool there. I'm thinking of extra detail things for when we do parallax mapping. Right. So yeah, it was just that one. We need to fix that bit of the fence, and then yeah, we'll just do it a bit at a time, folks. So let's look at our fence. Let me just check something. Yay. I think that'll sort out that bit. That's part 1 done. But there's another thing. So there's a new Windows update, and I don't know when to do the update because it might be super long. And I'm always on my computer, so I don't want to have to wait for it all day. But I don't like to do it when I'm asleep either, because I can't sleep when there's computer noise. So I'm stuck. I'll never update Windows, that's what I'll do. But then that might be a bad idea. Right, so there we go. So we got a short, but we need to now make, oh, you shouldn't be there. We need to make these vertical fences fit well. Now we've got the shorter fence. Because we made an edit basically. It was originally a tall fence, and I like the shorter look, so we're having to just edit things a touch. So here I'm rambling on. I haven't even got a Jimmy Crook. Bright Thistle, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Right, so this is gonna be a bit I'm gonna do a big sneeze. I'm gonna put my mic on mute. It just came out. Oh no. Hello, hi, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you've got any questions, then feel free to ask about our awesome project here. Feel free to tell us about yourself too. But we do have a website if you want to check that out. Zephyrus, how you doing? Welcome back. Well, we are doing a farm. I guess Harvest Moon could be an inspiration. Should look at some screenshots and see how farms look in that game. Maybe that. So I'm going to just test that now and see if that works. Because we're just editing a fence, folks. Making it look pretty. All the little bits and bobs of the mapping today we're doing. It's probably gonna take the rest of the week, maybe. I always like to spend time making them good. Has that not updated? Sometimes when I save the file in Photoshop, it doesn't save in the right folder. It's saved as recovered PNG instead. Because the computer crashed yesterday, and luckily all my files in Photoshop were still there even after the crash, but they've got recovered.png at the end of them, and it saved as that instead. Okay, so now Open it up again. Have you ever dyed your hair? Nope. Oh, well, that's a lie, because I technically do dye my hair because I'm a bit grey. A little bit, just a few little streaks, but it's the same colour as my own hair, so I don't count that as dyeing my hair. It's only really dyeing your hair if you change it a different colour. Right. I think that's already, yeah, that's already done it. So we've got to just shift these up, because as you can see there's a bit of a gap now. So these vertical ones need shifting up. And this is the current vertical one that we're using. So wait, you don't back up to another piece of hardware, upload stuff to Dropbox or something? I do. I've uploaded to what is it, Google Drive, or I forgot the Google one. But I don't use Dropbox because it's a pain in the ass, so I do it online onto Google. Don't assume I don't do that. Silly Billy. Okay. This was all just there when my computer opened up after I crashed. Would never thought you'd have any grey. You don't look old at 25. I started going grey at 25, if that's the darker your hair is naturally, the earlier you go grey. But when I say I'm going grey, I don't mean like I'm full on grey or anything. It's literally just several streaks, and I don't want any grey at all, so I just put a hair dye over that's my same colour, my natural hair colour, because I've always had dark hair. But at least you think I look at least 25. Some people think I look 14. Mainly bus drivers who give me childfare. So, you know, I want to at least look like an adult, you know, not like a child. I'm not complimenting being told I'm 14. Greying is hot. You think grey hair is an attractive quality, Eulogy Master? Yeah, it's subjective, I guess. I personally don't like it, but some people might. I think a streak of white would look pretty awesome. Maybe. I think it looks nice if you do it and it's dyed or like yourself, but when it's natural, unfortunately it doesn't look that good. It just ends up looking a mess and it's all streaky and patchy. But when it's purposely done, yeah, that could look badass. Okay. So maybe that is what we need. We'll see. We need to I'm going to be a fence pro after doing this. A little white in my hair and beard, a very dark brown for the rest. Oh, right, really, Asriel. I always think it. Guys look good when it's natural on them. but I don't know. I just don't think it suits me, especially because I look so young, as a lot of you think. I have a young face, so if I was grey, be a weird combination. I'll take that as a compliment. Oh no, now everything's messed up now with her. Okay, so we just need to shift it across. It's not in the center. There, that's where it should be. At least I'm not the only one that's grey. You know I'm a secret now, chat. I don't keep that a secret. Really. I'm very open about my grey side. But honestly, yeah, good question about have I dyed my hair, because I honestly haven't. Not anything, like I say, nothing over the top that's not my natural hair colour. I've worn wigs though. So there's a picture of me with a white, sort of blonde, white and orange wig on Instagram. So if you want to see me with other hair colours, there's Instagram. I have some greys. Yeah, some people, I had a friend that started going grey when they was like a teenager. It happens. Also, for some reason, I've gone and done a test play of Raindrop Chronicles by accident. It's habit, because I've done a bazillion of them. I pressed the play button. We're not even doing test plays today. Yay, okay, so that has sorted out our problem. Get rid of these that keep appearing. Right, so that bit is sorted out, but we need to add a fence bit there as well. Can we add that there? Will that work? Nope. Yeah, all we've got to do then is this asset here, we've got to just copy and paste it, but get rid of the bottom bit. And then our fences are basically there. We've done the next step. Hi Zaz, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. I'm still here, kinda reading your site and game. Oh, are you? Tell us what bits you're looking at. I'm always very interested to see what bits people are peeking at. And there's still going to be more that's put up, specifically an FAQ page and a credits page, and eventually a sneak peeks area as well once we've got enough. Because I think, well, credits is essential, obviously. just sorting them out because there's so many of them. I've got to make sure they're all listed, and FAQ will go a long way because it'll save me having to. I can send peeps to the FAQ page rather than repeat myself all the time, I suppose. Glad to be here. How are you? I'm doing decently, Zaz. If you want to have a peek at the games website, the project we work on in the stream, feel free. If you're curious about it, that is. It got launched not too long ago. And we're just doing some mapping today for one of our scenes in the game. Okay, so I'm okay with the fence now. Also, oh yeah, there. So I might change just the colouring of this wood here so it matches with this one, but I'm just thinking if there's anything else important we need to. Let's put the fence here for this area too. Pardon me. I might give that scarecrow a different coloured hood as well. Oh, that's super cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, we didn't have a website originally, but I thought it'd be a really good idea just so people can find out. It's like a big resource for what our project is, and we want to show it off, make it look cool. Thank you for the follow. Yay. I feel like putting a scarecrow everywhere. Not everywhere, obviously, but by the fence at the top and bottom. Let's have some different coloured ones though. So that will look cool. And then we'll work at the other side of, oh, oopsie, we forgot to do this bit. There we go. And then we'll think about the other side of the farm. But I'm saving that bit for later on purpose because there's some tricky stuff. I want to do wheat. And that asset's a little bit trickier. But we'll see. Because we got to do the inside of the cart as well. The wagon. Carts, wagons. I asked what the difference was between the two. But I think wagons are covered up, aren't they? I think that's the difference. So we've got to do the wagon as well. We'll have to make that look better. I'm really looking forward to doing the next YouTube video of this section, the next story so far. Okay. So what other scarecrows could we have? Let's look at Photoshop. So we've got, this is my colour palette, so we've got a yellow one. We did have a green, but it camouflaged a bit much with the grass. I think an orange and red one might look nice. Let's do an orange one first. Also, I think I want that hay cart as well. There's definitely a few assets that could look nice from that tile set. But guys, those of you that are new to the stream or popped in because you thought what we're doing seems interesting, Do you guys like RPGs? Have you used RPG Maker before? Feel free to tell us a little bit about yourself. Thank you, Ezriel. You're very helpful. Appreciate you. Oh yeah, and don't forget to sub to me on YouTube as well. If you would like to. I post the VODs, all the VODs of the stream, but mainly any updates to the project as well. Sneak peeks as well. Rose for ruler of the world. Why, thank you, Azrael. That is one heck of a compliment. If I was president, I would just make everybody stay inside and make a game. Well, I wouldn't make you do that. That would be a dictator. That would be awful. But it isn't awful because, you know. But, you know, I'd make people be able to have free time to pursue their dreams at least, whatever they may be. What? I managed to, yeah, I've got to get it off that. That was the problem. Put that on that. Nope, that. No, I think we still need it on point sample because it keeps grabbing the fence, otherwise we'll just have to do it this way. I think we can put it up a bit more. It's taking forever to grab things. There we go. Okay, I think that that's fine. Let's change the colour of this one then. Quarantine grain drummers, not seeing. No, that's great. I think that's the perfect idea. It's an excuse to be a hermit. There we go. So we got another coloured scarecrow. I'm actually gonna make another one too. Oh no, not shadows and highlights. They're pretty. Is that fence a bit? Yeah, I think it's meant That's meant to be there, that's right. There. You have a lot of... What's that? Expand on what you mean by that, please. Okay. I have to run. Thanks for letting me hang out. You're totally welcome. Feel free to hang out whenever you want. Thanks for stopping in and for the follow. I think the red one looks nice with those red crops. Actually, I think we could have a green one there. Because we could, yeah, we need a fourth one. Or that one could be the green one. I assume you mean bells? Yeah, I'm curious just what you mean by that is all. Objects for carrier. The pot and box. Yeah, that's what makes our game awesome though, right? Because they're great characters. You don't see them every day. I'd say they certainly stand out. People have walked into our stream simply because we have a barrel that wears a bra. And Chub Cheeks has a crush on Woody the Box. He said that, you know, he's everything to him. People are very attached to these characters. Okay, so let's get this green one as well. We're going to have to flip rotate it. Bayo Kia, thank you for the follow. I'm pretty sure I said your name wrong. I'll call you Key or Bayo. Let me know how I say it right if I'm saying it wrong, because I'm always terrible at saying names. But welcome, I appreciate the follow. I like it. I love it. Anybody who like is hesitant about our barrels and our lovely object characters, as you say, eventually gets drawn in and becomes obsessed. It doesn't take long. I'm making this sound like a cult. That's bad. It's Carol's power. She's too charming. Why isn't it's been a silly Billy? Your YouTube video telling the story is really good. Thank you. We're going to be doing we're going to keep doing those. Well, I'm going to keep doing those, should I say? Every time we get an update to the story, and I'm pretty sure we'll be ready for the next one. If not this month, then definitely next month, because we've done quite a bit of work for Main Quest 2 so far, and there's still quite a bit to go, but we're getting there. there's just another scene to work on. The first boss is what? Some of these fences come apart in places. Just fixing this fence bit because it seemed a bit like it got a bit chopped off actually. There we go. So at the moment they're all facing that way, but when we do the other side of the farm we're going to flip rotate them so they can go there as well. So restart and do it again. Every time we save an image and update an image, we have to refresh the software most of the time. I don't know if there's a way to have it come up straight away, but is this a side gig or are you able to make it a full-time job? It's a how can I describe that? It's a full-time job that's a side gig. That's what it is. So I'm working on it as it's a full-time job, but the money I get is more side gig. But I'm luckily in a position I can do that right now. Things might change in the coming months or within the next year where I have to work while doing this, and that will obviously affect the schedule. But it won't, obviously I'm not going to be the project won't stop or anything. Things would just have to change the times of streams there's no point discussing that yet because that isn't happening right now. But right now, might as well make the most of it while we can, I say. Rose's full-time job is looking after the community. Yeah, it's definitely not a side thing because the hours I put into this are quite ridiculous. So it's probably even more than a full-time job in terms of hours that I do. Because right now I'm able to. I stream 4 times a week, but I do it all the time off stream, unless I'm sleeping, of course. And I have a little break to chill sometimes because it's only healthy. It stops burnout. But it's a good question, that's for sure. I'm sure people are intrigued because they think, well, how committed is she to this game, and is it going to be something she's going to be doing for the next few years consistently? It's certainly a reasonable question to ask. But yeah, in terms of like earnings and that, it's generally pretty difficult. You'd have to be pretty, reasonably large content creator to make a full-time income. I get money from Twitch and I have supportive community, but obviously it's another thing, isn't it, to actually have it be a consistent full-time thing. Even some partnered big streamers out there with bigger communities, and we can't make it a full-time thing because Twitch is difficult, right? Any online work can be a challenge, especially consistently to for an income. Much respect. I really hope this works out for you. Well, thank you. That's very, very kind of you. Yes, it's a hell of a lot of fun for me. This is what I'd love to do this for the rest of my life. I wouldn't retire if this was what I did. But at the very least, it will be a stepping stone for me doing my dream job, I'm sure. And I have a lot of fun doing this, whether I end up having a full-time or part-time job in the future, other than what I do on Twitch. This will always be something I'm doing, Raindrop Chronicles. For the next, it's an epic fantasy RPG, and it's going to span a few to several episodes until, I'm sure it's going to, the 2020s decade is going to be a big decade for it. It's not something that's going to be over in a year, that's for sure. It's too ambitious. What is your dream job? Games. So anything that's in the games industry, really, that's, whether it's community in games or making, designing, like building a game, and like, you know, or writing a game. So anything that's involved in games, in all honesty. Think you might set up a Patreon. Patreon's a difficult one because it involves like having to really be creative in terms of thinking of tiers and rewards for people. But I have got some ideas for like for revenue, but it's a little bit early right now to discuss that. But I'm thinking once we get closer to episode 1's release date, it's definitely going to be something I'm going to start thinking about. But I'll always keep you guys updated, and I'll let you know on the Discord in the announcements channel on anything that's happening. But yeah, we're working on episode 1 at the moment, and I wouldn't say we're quite at the halfway point yet, but we could be getting there slowly. And I'm hoping, if all goes well, there will be a release for episode 1 this year. Guess it all depends with the virus thing that's going on, and the fact that I'm probably going to be a hermit for the rest of the year. Probably will allow me more time to spend doing this. You are the Queen Rose. Thank you, Neffel. But I'm always a hermit anyway, even if without a virus. I'd be a hermit. Doesn't change my life in the slightest. Okay, so forgot what we were doing. Oh yeah, scarecrows. That's correct. So we're gonna just add a green one. Okay, so for some reason, have I done that right? Was that one a bit higher up? It is actually. I noticed. My eyes are very good at noticing when pixels are off, and it's off by 2 pixels. I see these things. Okay, so how are we gonna fix this now? Because I've already flattened the thing. I've already merged the layers. Okay, so I guess I can just grab him. I don't want to grab the fence though. And it's going to, because, oh, hasn't there? So that's, yeah, I think that's actually what it should be. It's a bit off though. I feel like deleting it and just making a brand new green one. from the yellow one or something. That'll probably be easier. Have a virus mechanic in the game? Oh my goodness. Well, there's Plague Inc. That's a good game. I almost feel bad about playing that game now. But I did play it. It's a fun one. Okay, so sometimes this silly thing is a pain to grab because it grabs the fence as well. But it can't be helped sometimes, so I don't, yeah. Can always just delete that bit, the fence, because we have a fence underneath. Okay, so green. I think that is pretty much what it is, isn't it? That'll do. Done. Is there a playable demo of this game yet? There isn't actually. It's been I've wondered about a demo, but because the game is episodic anyway, I've wondered whether we might as well just have episode 1. Like, you know, that could be seen as a demo in a lot of cases, just the first episode alone. But I've thought about it even so. The only thing is, though, it like, I suppose it sorting out the demo and getting it all perfected, and that could just hold us back for episode 1's release. So it would be whether that would be worth it or whether we should just do it all as episode 1. But if we were going to do a demo, it would probably, after this current scene that we're working on and the first boss, it would probably be that point that would be a good point. But maybe even earlier. In fact, I'd say the first main quest could be the demo, what's currently in the story so far. And we're kind of a lot past that now. We're working on a big chunk of the next part. But there's a lot of like strange, like messy bits we're still figuring out, especially mainly with the UI and the menus. The current menu, how it's looking, isn't how I want it to look when the game's released. And there's a few little bits and bobs like that that are going to definitely be different in the coming weeks, and definitely before episode 1's release. So I feel like it's incomplete and not at a standard yet if I was to release a demo anytime soon. And once it is at a standard, we'd probably be coming close to episode 1's release anyway. So it's, you know, if it was a full game, then it would be easy to say, yeah, of course we'd have a demo. Proof of concept. What do you mean by proof of concept? I think I might have an idea what you mean, but I just want to make sure. Perfect is the enemy of good. Yeah, what's that mean? We've already done our first quest, but we will be having side quests at some point. We're probably, have polls or ideas of what those first quests could be as well, because it'll be fun to think of that. But it's all they're gonna be consistent with each other and a similar theme of what's happening in the Everbloom Forest, so we don't all go completely off track. And when the time comes when we do side quests, we'll have a stream especially for it, like an introduction stream, and talk about what we're going to do. I'm sorry, did you say that making jobs was your career, or what, making games? I guess it is. I mean, I'm definitely not getting a large enough income to live off it right now, but it is a dream, and it's definitely something I see as something I want to do. Whether it's working with myself long term, or whether it's working in a studio, or whatever would be sort of stepping stone to each of those paths. Hi National Mars Day, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. How are things going? How's your week been treating you? Okay, so we've got our scarecrows in now. Another thing I want to do, I definitely want to, make the fence posts. Some of them differ a bit from each other, but we'll probably do that in the parallax map stage. I might want to add some footprints or something here to give it a bit of life. But I want to do the really main things first before I do go into the detail. The colour scheme for these, I think, is one thing I want to sort out, just so it's more consistent with the colour palette we're going for. And then there's it, but I can't even talk. Then there's this side which I've neglected a bit, but we'll be doing that as well. But I also want to think about the inside of the wagon as well, because I definitely want to make that look better. It's very, we just put this together in 5 seconds when we made it. So yeah, you guys, if you're new, and especially if you're new, because you won't know what all this scene's about that we're working on, you'll soon find out, because I will be releasing a sneak peek of this cutscene when it's done. I'm not going to release sneak peeks of everything in the game, because obviously we'll want some things as a surprise. But for certain cutscenes, battles, walking around areas, there might be little sneak peeks of that now and again. And I definitely want to do a sneak peek of this cutscene. And when it's done, I'm going to be making that video, and I'll be putting it up on YouTube. But how far are we from doing it? Once the mapping's all done, then we're 90% there. So the mapping is the next big thing, which is what we've been working on all week. And it's coming together. I mean, I'm far from happy with it right now, because there's so many bits I want to improve. I want to make this a proper road with wheel marks, should I say, and little cobblestones in the middle. And I just want to add more detail and make it look really cool. But originally it looked really, really basic. It was that was what we had on Monday, and that's what we've got now. So it's coming along compared to what it was. I'm good. I like the fields. How are you going? Okay, thank you, National Mars Day. We're getting there slowly. I'm one who tends to spend time on the mapping, which is another reason I don't create the assets from scratch, because we'd be here making this map until June if I was doing it all from scratch. But I think the way we're going, I could probably by Monday's stream be there and complete with this. We've got the rest of today's stream and tomorrow's stream, but then I've got Thursday, Saturday and Sunday, and I tend to work those days anyway, even though I don't stream those days. And I'm pretty confident we could get the mapping done by Monday, and then we'll just work on perfecting the cutscene. There's a few little sound effect things I want to improve that in this particular cutscene here, because it all happens in here mainly. We've got it all here, and some of it happens outside the wagon. We've got Carol here, and there's something with Rose that happens as well, and there's some. We'll have to obviously add the new maps once we're done to these scenes, because we've still got the old ones. But 100% by the end of the month, this flashback scene will be done. We'll probably be back to the fruit boss by the end of the month. And I'm really excited to go back to that part of the game. I haven't even put those fruits up on the website yet, so some of you might not even know them. But if you've looked at the poll section, you'll see the fruits on the poll section, because we had quite a few polls about the fruits. The fruits are the first boss of the game, by the way. Ghosty, thank you so much for the host. How are you doing? Good to see you. How are things? Excited for the Final Fantasy remake? It's coming closer, isn't it? Why is it taking so long? And hi, Shuford. Welcome back. How are you doing? Making games is my job. I own my own game company. I told you about the Viking game I was working on already. Oh yeah, Zephyrus. You're the one that does the Viking game. That's correct. So that is actually a full-time thing. That's absolutely awesome. Good for you. I think it's an achievement if you can, like you know, do what you love as a living. Definitely an ambition of mine. Raindrop Chronicles is the stepping stone towards that, I guess. And as I said, maybe in the coming months, definitely before episode 1's release, I'll someone mentioned Patreon. I won't, probably very unlikely will be doing a Patreon, but there's other ways, so I'll be talking about them in the future, because it's a little bit early right now. Using Witcher 3 to distract myself in Tetris. Oh my god, Ghosty, Witcher 3 is like my favourite game. Definitely my favourite game of this generation anyway. My goodness, how are you liking it? Have you played Witcher 3 before, or is it your first time? Because I know that you've mentioned it, but I can't remember whether you've said you've played it or not. I love it. I'm working on my game on Discord or on paper. I don't see the point of a website right now. Yeah, well, fair enough. I mean, I chose to have a website simply because I stream, and this is all very much online with the community, and I like to keep my community updated and keep them in the know and inform them, and the website's perfect for that, I guess. And it saves me having to like repeat myself 100 times every single week as well, because I can just give you guys the website and everything's on there. Well, not everything quite yet, but I'd say how it looks at the moment was definitely good enough for a launch, but there's definitely more information I want to get put up there over time. Where'd the crops come from? Is that someone's free art, or did you make them? Which crops in particular? Because I can tell you exactly whose it is if you let me know which ones. It's a mixture of different resources, in all honesty. Some of it's mine, but a lot of it is also people who make artwork and put it online for people to use, and they'll all get credited as well. I need to make a credit section because we've got a massive amount of credits of bits and bobs we've used to put together from the game. I mean, like the barrels, you say, and the boxes and all those are object characters on the website. 90% of those designs were mine. I made the barrel. The only thing that isn't mine on those are some of the facial, the lips and the eyes. They're from the RPG Maker character generator, but the objects themselves are made by me. But a lot of the environmental assets, in particular, were taken from free resources. Because I was explaining earlier how this map, it would take me until June to finish if I did it all myself. But this way we can at least get it done in a couple of weeks. It definitely is a time saver to have already used assets, even though we kind of do a lot of heavy editing on some of them, and I kind of go all out and try to create a really fancy map if I can. We're not there yet, but we will be. Because I try to at least keep this a little bit fast paced. It's not fast paced. The development is still, you know, episode 1 itself will take probably till the end of the year before we think about a release, but it's definitely faster than it would be if I was doing it 100% from scratch, because I'm just one person at the end of the day. Oracle, thank you so much for the 100 bits. I appreciate that. Appreciate that so much. Can we have some hype for Oracle? They're unicorn bitties as well. I beat it back in 2005, Ghosty says, but I'm finally doing my Siri cosplay, so I'm replaying for inspo. That's awesome. I can't wait to see it. Siri is a great person to cosplay, so I'm really excited. And yeah, Witch is so good. Now I'm in the mood to play it again, but I've got Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm kind of playing Final Fantasy 14 a lot at the moment. That's kind of what I've got into again. Yay, thank you for the hype, Ghosty. The lower ones look like tomatoes on lettuces, the green ones with the red fruit. Yes, that is correct. Let me get the perk, because I've got the name. There's a few different mishmash of crops I'm using from different artists, so let's get them up. Them ones are by Maru, the wheat. Let me find. I think it's Emma B, actually, because I've put their name. Yeah, Emma B. So if you put Emma B RPG Maker in Google, the post should come up. I'm going to find it now, actually. Yeah, because we were here yesterday. That's when we found them. So this is them. So this website's really cool, guys. It's one I go on a lot. And this was in particular, this is where I found it. So it's pretty cool. But I am going to make an edit to that. I want to change the leaf colour and the wood colour slightly, just so it matches more with the palette I'm trying to keep consistent with. So I was going to do that now, actually. Yeah, they're really nice assets. I saw them and I was like, they look great on our farm. So they are pretty. A bit of variety as well, because we don't want just ground crops, because it just makes it look better if you've got a few different things on the farm. Good to have a new cosplay idea, Ghost. Yeah, Ghosty, everybody's a dear friend of mine, and she's also a cosplayer, so she's someone you should be checking out. Instagram. I think it's just a ghost girl now, isn't it? You got rid of the cosplay, if I'm correct, but let me just check. And I've met Ghosty in person as well. We've hung out. Lucky me. Yes, I've got it. So guys, make sure you check out my friend. It's taken all my willpower not to buy all the FF games on Steam when I already own them on other consoles. Come back and be my Yen, please. You can be Siri and I'll be Yennefer. That's perfect, right? Can I ask, where do you plan to take the story? I mean, is there an evil kingdom, evil character, etc.? Good question. Well, if you look under the characters section on the website, you'll see that there's antagonists there. There's a few. We've got a few antagonists planned. So somewhere along the line, those antagonists will make an appearance. And it's all improvised, this story is. It's kind of very much like how a D&D campaign would work. Like we write it as we advance, and I'm sure we've got ideas. Like when people come up with ideas, I always make notes because it's sometimes easier to have ideas than none at all. So if some people, for example, says, oh, one of the barrels should totally wear a bra, and I was like, actually, that's and then I ended up making a note. And then when we started designing the barrel characters, I did one with a bra, because that's why it's great when you guys come up with things. But yeah, the next bit of the story that comes after this, I have a little idea where it's going to go. Like, I always have ideas in mind, but I don't get too attached to them, because the community usually come up sometimes with better ideas, and we just like bounce ideas off each other. And usually when we've got a few ideas, I end up creating a poll. I'll list all the different directions the story can go, and everybody will vote on Discord for which idea they like the most, and then whatever wins the poll at the end of the week or at the end of the day will be where we take the story. So yeah, we haven't done a poll in a while actually, but sometimes we get really into polls and we do them very often. All depends on what we're doing at the time on stream. And we, as for like the world, Evil Kingdom, etc., we've only done Everbloom Forest and Lakefall at the moment, which if you've been on the website, you've probably seen the little world map thing we've got, which is just a work in progress at the moment, and it'll get completely expanded over time. And I'm going to start releasing lore videos, because there's one in particular thing that's very important. We talked about it in December at some point, or was it January? It might have been January actually. Was talking about like a big lore point in the game to do with raindrops and the barrels. So I'm going to be making probably a video of that soon. I'm thinking about it. I'll probably do it as soon as I can, because it's pretty key to the story, but it'll all get revealed in the main plot eventually at the right time. But because we're the ones writing the story, we have to know in advance like these things, because it helps us all come up with ideas. Van, how are you doing? Hi, it's good to see you. How are things going? I don't think I'm going to do crop growth, but Awesome has stuff in various stages of growth. Yeah, I'm very glad, because honestly, guys, there are a lot of assets out there online, so I'm in a lucky position. Sometimes I'm in a position where I think actually I'd like it to be like this instead, and if that happens, I tend to just edit it. And it's definitely not as time consuming to make an edit compared to if you made it from scratch. But yes, Rose was in my state for my birthday. I cried. I was. My goodness. And now the virus is stopping us from being together. How dare. What Dragon has a ton of animals and pets. If you haven't seen his stuff, plus a bunch of weapon sprite sheets, all free for commercial and non. Yes, he's one that we're using quite a lot of actually. I'm pretty sure he's the creator of the reptile characters, and you know, all the beast characters that you might have seen on the website. We've got reptile race, feline, and doggo race. I think they're his. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I think they are, because I recognise the name. And we've got some piggies here. Let me get them up. Well, I've got so many window captures up that it's taking me forever. We've got some piggies in our farm as well, so we're going to have to... We've got a bit of hay here, but we'll put some more there. Pigs eat hay, don't they? Or they at least roll around in it. We'll probably make some mud patches, just get a bit of variety in the ground. And the road, I've talked about this a lot. I want to do some like wheel marks in the road and some little pebbles, because it'll just really make it look better, because it's a bit bland and plain at the moment. But there's no tile sets that exist, I don't think, that are that have got wheel marks, so I might have to make my own of those. But sometimes it's fun just to do your own from scratch, because it just gives it a unique little spin on something. Makes the game a bit more unique. Can I post a link while looking up Emma B's stuff? I found another great set of tiles, VXA, but at a glance it seems you have permission to edit them. Yeah, sure, post a link, Shuford. Doing good, just peeking in, working and now lurking. Well, thank you for the lurk, I super appreciate you, Van. I think I have all the Final Fantasy games except for 14. Oh, really? 14's great. Honestly, guys, I know it's an MMO and that can put some people off because MMOs. But I honestly think it has one of the best and enjoyable stories in the whole Final Fantasy series, especially like the later it's gone on. The more it's gone on, the better it's got. And I'm very casual. I don't play games competitively or like hardcore, so I don't do all the raiding or stuff in MMOs. I just literally just play it for the story and just for the fun. Pigs eat anything. They do. They eat poop, don't they, as well? You know, when because we added the pigs yesterday, it like inspired me to eventually have a pig in the game as a character. Maybe as part of a side quest, a bit like Stumpy. Because Stumpy, if you don't know who Stumpy is an enemy in the current forest dungeon we've been working on, which is the first sort of hostile area of the game with enemies, and everybody loves Stumpy. He just was adored, and we said that we're going to make a whole side quest just for Stumpy. I'm already excited. So we might make a pig inspired by Stumpy, but he's going to be a big pig. We'll make a big giant pig and he will have his own little story. But we're not going to come to this area until after the Everbloom Forest probably, so it won't be yet. It might not be till episode 2. But I like that there's a plan. But at the same time, I don't want to get too attached. I like to still keep things flexible because I want you guys to be able to, you know, potentially suggest ideas too. So the way that the story goes and what happens, I kind of have an idea, like a base foundation, but then the community can like expand on it and then it all ends. I think you've got to have some rules in place, because otherwise if you don't have any layout or plan, then it just ends up a chaotic mess and the story just won't make any sense. So it'll be fun. But everything's been going okay so far with what we've done. Oracle's getting the raindrops. I'm going to try and get some character sheets. I know I've been saying it for a while, because we have got a backlog of character sheets. The website delayed those, and it's I've definitely been prioritising getting the game done. So, but I'm going to get some done. I need to message Fantasia actually, because I'm at a standstill until I've messaged Fantasia about his character, because his link is broken for what he wants his character to look like. In the past, when I worked on a story with others, it usually goes bad. I mean, I've done this years ago and it seems to... Yeah, exactly. I think what Zafara's just said is what I just said too before I read your comment about you need to have some kind of theme or some outline about how it's going to go, like what it's at least about, the bare minimum, and then you guys as a community can like extend from that and like come up with... I always create the polls like now, so if anyone comes up with a really creative or fun idea, I'll be like, oh yeah, that's cool, and it'll get added as a potential poll suggestion, and then when there's enough they'll get a poll put up and it's open for you guys to vote on, and the best one wins. So we'll end up with the best story because the best wins. But I have a form of control with how this is all organised. Like, if I didn't have control, then it'd be a chaotic mess. So it always has to go by me, and I approve and create the story potential ideas, and then it'll and then yeah. So yeah, it's fun. It's one of my favourite parts, writing the next parts of the story. It's always fun to decide what's going to happen. We used to like do it a bit differently. We used to things were a little bit more improvised, even more so earlier on, but we kind of changed it to be more with poles rather than open, just because you, like you say, got more control. It can definitely end up gobbledygook if you're not careful. It's got to be well organised. Ying's things. Okay, let's have a look at that. I think there may be more of Emma's stuff says to credit EB. Oh, right. Well, thank you. I'm going to get that up and have a peek, actually. But did you say these were for VX or, yeah, VX or Ace? Sometimes you can find things from other RPG makers, but they're really good, and you just have to give them an edit or a resize for them to work on MV. I think I've used a couple of VX ones, but I've just had to change them a little bit. And they let you, a lot of them are very great. They let you make edits. I don't think I've seen many resources at all where they've gone, you're not allowed to edit. Most of them do, which is great because we can really do a lot of this without editing, to be honest. We kind of edit a lot here. I was a long time ago, yeah, forum user. I tried creating RPGs a few times there. Nothing came of it, just a lot of fusing and angry people. It's hard to capture a person's vision for the game, and then someone else has their own plans and vision as well. Oh yeah, and I think that's why, as if you're doing it as a community where you're all like sort of equal, then arguments could definitely happen. Whereas I suppose me being the streamer, I'm always gonna have the say, and if somebody fights with me, they just get banned. So it's like an easy solution then to keep some organisation. So for sure, I think you need somebody who's like deciding at least, because if everybody's equal and deciding together, then yeah, that could cause fights. You definitely, everybody has their own ideas, that's for sure, and yeah, it makes me anxious just thinking of that. Actually, I couldn't imagine Raindrop Chronicles being like that, because everyone here is so, we never fight, do we guys? We're all lovely here. Everybody's very respectful, and they kind of, when you come up with ideas, I've never had anyone demanding and being like, you've got to have this in the game, Rose, you've got to have that. Nobody's like that here. Like, I'm always just like, they're like, if you like it, then yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, I love that. We'll add that to a parlor. We'll totally do that. So, and if we ever did have somebody causing fights and getting really salty here, then I'd probably give them a warning first and be like, please calm down, because we don't want this project to be stressful like that. It's not what we want. But if it carried on, then it would have to be a ban, unfortunately. But I'm very lucky, I can say that we've never come across that. And I know it's still very early days, like only 100 streams so far. So we've got a lot more of the project to go. And who knows, we could come across that in the future, but I think I would know how to handle it. And let me catch up with chat. Wait, I don't own 15, 14 or 11. I bought 13, 1 to 3 in pawn shops for next to nothing, so I have those. I don't know, don't care for any of the 13 games. Yeah, I kind of agree there. 13 was one of the ones that I wasn't as invested in. I was most invested in the PS1 Final Fantasies, plus 10. I was a fan of 10 as well. They were my faves. And hi Rex, how are you doing? I'll catch up with you in a second because I'm behind in chat. And hi Wheelo as well. How are you doing, guys? Hope you're having a good day. And Shuford said I have VX Ace and MV, so I end up resizing a lot of things. Yeah, I try not to let it put me off if some of the assets are in one of the other RPG makers. If I like them, and I'll have them. I think the pigs that we've got here, actually, can you see the piggy pigs? These aren't MV pigs. I think they were another RPG maker, but I just grabbed them anyway because I thought they was adorable. There was a few pigs, but they were the pigs I like the look of the most. Sorry to distract you so much. I'll hush and let you work. Yeah, no worries. I just want to make it clear, guys, because I don't want anyone to ever think they can't talk in chat because I'm working. I actually had someone DM me a few weeks ago saying I wanted to chat, but I saw that you was working, so I didn't. I just lurked, and I thought I'll never let that put you off, because in all honesty, I see stream times as the time for chatting and for talking together about this, and it's meant to be. That's why I stream, so we can get together as a community. And we might not have the most productive, I might not get much done on stream because of that, but that's why I have days off. That's why I only stream 4 times a week instead of 7. If I was gonna, because I do this every day and I could easily stream 7 days a week, but I have 3 days off on purpose so I can get most of the work done on those days. So don't you worry at all. The streams are for chats, is all I want to say. My gosh, Slobs is being silly and not letting me scroll back and seeing what you guys are saying now. And a few ancient dungeon tile sets for Ace, so all those got resized. Yeah, it's definitely easier to have the MV ones, but yeah, if we have to resize them, we will. I will fight you, Relo says. Why will you fight me? Relo will never fight me. You like the farm? Thank you, Rex. Yeah, we get in there, like, it's probably like not even anywhere near done right now, but it's coming together compared to what it was earlier on in the week. We've got some little scarecrows now that have got different coloured hoods, but I want to just add definitely more detail. I'd like to have some little mud footprints here to show that farmers have been on here. I want to have wheel marks on the path and some little pebbles. What else have I got planned? Maybe just a bit more variety in the fence posts as well, a bit of grass underneath some of them. And I think I might have wheat here instead of the parsnips, because we've already got parsnips here. So I'm thinking of different crop types to put on those ones. And then we've got the piggies, and we just might make this area a bit more lively as well. Think of what... Do you guys know anything that pigs like that might look really cool with the pigs? I'm just thinking loads of mud and mud marks to show they've been rolling. We could even put some mud on the pigs. More hay as well. Buckets maybe for pig water that they drink out of. But yeah, so basically that's just a run over of what we've still got to do. I've still got to put the fences on this side as well. But I'd say that once all those things are done, plus the path with the wheel marks, that it's basically there. It'll be there at that point. It'll be almost done. And then it'll just be about doing the wagon, the inside. But to be honest, tomorrow's stream, I might start doing the wagon just for a break from the outside area. So we'll work on interior tomorrow. And then might finish this off the weekend. We'll see how I feel, because I might change my mind. I just go with how I'm feeling. I'm a maker demand. Please add ferrets. Dragon has some. Well, there's nothing wrong with, suggesting ideas, and for sure I will. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I want that, and I just love it so much that I add it anyway. But a lot of the time I'll just make a poll and we'll see what people generally like. Usually we make a poll and there's a bit of a clash. If, say, people have clashing ideas, then a poll is perfect for that, because then we can, whatever wins, whatever tops the votes, because you guys did the voting, of course, will be what we go with. But I'll have a look at Dragon's animals, actually, because I've noticed that he has some really good animal assets, and animals are something we're going to need in this game. And Everbloom Forest is lacking animals as well. We do have enemies around, but we need animals too, so for sure. I've got an itchy nose. I'm having a great day, but unfortunately my parents are not, so I wanted to see a friendly face. Oh no, Wheelo. I hope everything gets better, but thanks for stopping by, and you're always welcome here, and hopefully we can make your day even better if we can. It's normally me trying to distract you. Well, I welcome it. So never ever think that I'm put off by chatting in my stream, guys. I know that sometimes it looks like I'm working hard and trying to get stuff done, but I stream for the chats. I stream to talk, and for sure. Okay. I call my little girl Willow. Her name is Willow. Yeah, that's awesome. I think Willow is quite cute, actually, when it's spelled with a double E like that. I don't even know if I say Willow's name properly, actually, but it's just stuck. I never knew whether that was the right way to pronounce it, but I said it like that, and I like it because it's cute. She's a genius, yeah. Pigs like to eat chocolate. Maybe we should put chocolate there. People think it's poop instead of chocolate, though, wouldn't they? Because you totally would if we had like brown stuff here. They'd say, oh, that's pig poop. Maybe we should add some pig poop just for humour. Because Raindrop Chronicles does have a very strong sense of humour. Carol the Barrel, you know, she started all that. So we should probably just add a bit of poop. On a real farm, pigs are usually fed the slop and shells and husks of what's discarded from the other stuff. Yeah? Oh, bless them. They're fed all the leftovers. These pigs in this game should get the nicest food. Pigs are treated well in our game. That's what's going to happen. Watermelon, corn shucks, discard from dinner like the butt. Oh, thank you very much for your suggestions, Shuford. I'm going to actually, because I always have a notepad file up open every stream for when people suggest things that I'm going to forget. So, there we go. That'll help inspire some asset ideas, hopefully. I put my Harvest Moon Stardew Valley type game on hold until I have a lot more cash. Yeah, sometimes some projects can be a bit more ambitious than others. Raindrop Chronicles is a zero budget game, and I think I was saying that before. Someone got in touch with me the other day and said that I could advertise my game on their website. It's quite a big website, actually. Has a lot of traffic. And they asked me what my budget was, and immediately I thought, I'm not paying, you know, I'm keeping this line. Maybe that's, you know, some people would, but I've got no money anyway, so what can I do? I don't have the choice. If I did, it would be a different story, but sometimes you have no choice because you don't have the budget yourself, so that's why I'm keeping it at £0 budget. Admittedly, that's a lot less interesting, but it's your game, so you can make it special. Maybe pigs are fed only truffles. Oh, what's less interesting? I want to know what's the interesting one, because I want to go with interesting. Don't let that stop you. If you have the toolkit, go for it. Lots of free assets and folks more than happy to help. Yeah, sometimes you can be surprised with what you can do, so you never know. You never know. Never give up, Zephyrus. I like really cryptic RPGs, like RPGs that are random, that you have to play and get used to instead of looking up the info online and cheating. Yeah, that's interesting. So what would an RPG be that's a cryptic one, and what would one be that you can look up online and cheat? I want to kind of compare the difference now. Because Raindrop Chronicles, I want it to be unique to a lot of RPGs out there. I think mainly one of the reasons I'm going to try and make it unique is how choice and consequences is in the game. And I know that there's so many developers out there that go choice and consequence, and it's a very common thing. Everybody says our game has choice and consequence, but I want Raindrop Chronicles to really have choice and consequence. And if you make a decision in a game, an entire village might not exist, for example, and like the consequences are pretty dire. If like I want it to actually be a thing, because we're kind of going down that route. We have a moral system in place. Well, we don't have it in place yet, but we've got it planned, and The sneak peeks, I definitely should do a sneak peek on that as well once we've got it. But in the first main quest, that's the first sign of the moral system, because there's a little girl in the first main quest of the game that you have the option to push in a lake. You can either be nice to her or you can push her in the lake. So the pushing in the lake option is the not compassionate option. You're the kind of asshole player if you do that, and that will affect your morals. And if you keep making decisions like that throughout the game, certain NPCs will treat you differently, certain quests will be locked from you being able to do them, or you might get quests available to you that wouldn't have been available because you did things like that, and people thought, that guy or that girl's a real tough nut, we're gonna because he puts that girl in the lake. Whereas it wouldn't be there for you otherwise if you were nice. Anyway, catch up with chat again. Me rambling on can happen, and then I end up want me to walk around town with a Rose Chronicles t-shirt on? Oh my goodness. We need merc. We need Raindrop Chronicles merc. What we need is a Carol the Barrel t-shirt. That's what we need. We need a t-shirt with all the crew on it. Would you guys totally buy that? I bet you'd be too embarrassed to wear it, wouldn't you? Sorry, that was my mouse. I dropped it. You're too embarrassed to wear a barrel t-shirt. Sorry if I missed the answer to the other day, but how many games have you made, Rez? It's a hard question to answer because I've been interested in games and making them very regularly throughout my life, even from before I was a teen. But none of them have been released. I did work on a project for 2 years in 2005 that got quite a bit of media attention, but the project got cancelled. So unfortunately there's not anything that I've put to market like as a product yet. Raindrop Chronicles would be the first, but I have always made and had an interest in games, but life happens. But this is why it'll be an achievement in itself, because it'll be the first one. Hooray. Sometimes things don't work out, and before that other project I was just too young to be able to do it, really. When I was a kid I didn't understand it. I just put something together and it made no sense. My current game hopefully can fund the artwork I need for it to my farming RPG game. Well, good luck. I believe in you. Well, standard slot from buckets and throwaway stuff real life is boring. That's why we make games. Pigs in your world may ironically be picky eaters and require only the finest of foods. See, I like that. That's fun, and it subverts expectations. And already, just because we've got pigs here, it's already creating ideas for potential stories, and this is why this is fun, just because chat tend to come up with like really interesting things, and I take note of it, and I'm like, yeah, we might go for that. And it helps a lot because when we get to that stage in the game, I can refer to those things that you guys said, and I'm not like, I haven't got a blank brain. Because when it came to creating Carol's companions, if it wasn't for some of your ideas, I would have had a blank at where to even begin. And we only came up with all these really cool characters like Woody and Hank and Meryl and Elvira because we all came together and had some really cool ideas for what the other barrels could look like. And it's fun. So thank you, Shuford. I actually made a note of that. Always wash their hooves. Maybe there could be two factions of pigs, because we've got pink pigs here and we've got muddy spotty pigs here. Maybe the spotty pigs could be the ones that love rolling round and are hilariously dirty, and the pink pigs are the prudes. You know, could even be that. Always push her in the lake. She needed a bath. Yeah, I bet a lot of you would do the push in the lake option, but the push in the lake option's the entertaining one. So I don't blame you if you picked that. But it might affect you greatly later on in the game. Who knows? Oops, I've got tied up in all my wires here. Oopsie daisy. Oh, you guys are talking about roadblocks. I was wondering what that was about. Easygoing pigs and fancy uppity pigs all stuck up. Yeah, it's easy to think of two factions just because we got two pig types here. And it's great because we probably, because we've already created the farm now, I'm automatically thinking this should be the second zone of the game after the Everbloom Forest. But it probably wouldn't appear until either the end of episode 1 or episode 2. But I love that we've got these ideas here already, even before we start episode 2. I played quite a few from Mines of Mora, Adam, NetHack, Dungeons Man, the list goes on. I'm a noob with roguelikes. I liked Binding of Isaac though. That's the only one I really played much of. Hi Chub Cheeks, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Two pig factions. There we go. And Chub Cheeks, it's funny Chub Cheeks is coming in because he's gonna have a hamster character. The only way you can 100% confirm your idea in the story is through your character that you can make if you have 500 raindrops in the stream. If you've been on the website, you may have seen a section that has you can have your own character in the game, and all the characters, well, most of them in the character section are community characters. And if you hover over them and click on them, you'll get to read their character sheets. So that's a way you can confirm a character's story or anything in the game that you'd like. And Chubb in particular says he wanted to have a hamster mount, that he starts as a little hamster and he makes it bigger through magic. So he has a sort of assistant magic caster that does it for him. So we're going to have to make a hamster at some point. Whether there's an asset out there that we can use as a base and edit, we'll see. But it's going to happen. So yeah, other than that, your idea might not be in the game unless it wins a poll that I've put it on. But that's a way to confirm it with a character. Oh gosh, that quote, my goodness me. Some of those quotes, the context of them is so dodgy, aren't they? A commoner pig and a fancy pig are in love. Get some Romeo and Juliet. No, that the death and nephew want document, that is exceptional. Honestly, Sheaford, are you a writer or something? Because you have some great ideas, my friend. So I'm going to copy that and paste that because I like it. And I'm not against dark humour or violence in this game. We've got a lot of comedy at the moment, but I think I like the idea of touching on serious topics too and having serious things happen as well. I think this game's going to be a mishmash of tones and themes because that's what happens when everybody comes together with ideas. It's a bit of a kitchen sink, in all honesty, which is a trope. If you guys don't know, it means a mishmash of different things. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see how it comes out. As long as it all makes sense. My job is for it to make sense, all these ideas, I guess, and make sure it doesn't totally become gobbledygoo, as we described earlier. I have some great piggy artwork, even if the animals aren't oh, that's a word I can never say. You could still make it work. Yeah. Even if they don't. Oh, we got a bit of lag. I hope we're not going to crash again. Luckily, we didn't crash. I was worried then because we had a crash yesterday, but that hasn't happened today, luckily. Yeah, it could work either way. They could be talking live like animals, or they could not be. I mean, because we do have the concept of, like we say, objects coming to life, but that is only happening in the Everbloom Forest. Other areas in the game won't have that theme. because the spell act all took place in Everbloom Forest. So people like Carol the Barrel and all her friends, who are objects that shouldn't be alive that are there's a reason why they're like that way, and it's because of the Everbloom Forest and events that happen there. Because there's other lifelike objects there too, like fruits and trees, not just the barrels and the boxes, etc. And I definitely can't wait to get a lore video up to go into all that for you guys, those of you that are new to the stream or weren't there when we talked about that lore. I think it was around stream 80 when we discussed that. The VODs are there, but you'd have to like really search through them all to find it. So it's going to just be easier to do a lore video. So if that's the case, if we're not going to have like talking animals or anything like that, we can, like you say, you can still do it. You can still pull something like that off without dialogue. Pardon me, I'm going to do a burp. Let's go back into chat. Don't know if it's free for comm use or not. Oh, what? Are you talking about the rogue stuff? For those people who are new here, my character is a legendary saver of the region, and everyone else is the world of evil people who tried to stop me. Chub is an antagonist, but antagonists are great. You can't have a game or a story without antagonists. But every villain is a hero in his own story, so of course Chub would see himself as the good guy. Another idea along the lines of star-crossed lovers, sentient scarecrow who is admiring another scarecrow from afar but needs your help to get closer, to talk to him, how maybe the PC has him to take over there and the god the crops a scarecrow. These are so good. Holy butts, Shufa, do you like the master of stories? I'm just impressed. I'm gushing a bit because I like it, and they're really cool. So I'm keeping all these notes. Don't you worry, they're not going anywhere. And when the time's right, we might not revisit this place for a while. It should be the next part after the Everbloom Forest, how things are going, but it might still not be for a while because I really want to flesh out Everbloom Forest first. But they're there. I'll be having them for when the time comes, and it's great because then when we do get to this area, I'll have ideas. I won't have a blank brain, like I said earlier. So yay. It is cute. It's very cute. It's actually quite tragic as well. I like a bit of love stories going on. I'm a bit of a hopeless romantic, so I'm going to go back to working on games. I know I'm distracting and I never shut up. Like I says, no need to be sad about that. I appreciate it. That's what any but content creator or streamer wants. We all want that. So never be sad about being chatty. Oh, I've been lurking most of the stream, but is there pigs in the boxes? Yeah, these boxes basically, they're events. That's how we set up our graphics in RPG Maker. So we do have pigs now in our game, and at this point in the flashback, because it's very focused on Carol, this flashback is, the pigs aren't going to be the focus, but we'll see them at the very least, but they'll come into the game as more of a key thing in the future. So we've already got some plot ideas for them, so it's fun. Talking animals, that's crazy. The next thing you will have is talking barrels. I know, right? Our game is bonkers, weirdo. Ferrets. The barrel just wants to be opened. Turns out it was just a silly ferret who somehow got himself sealed in a barrel. Oh my goodness. I wonder which barrel would have the ferret inside. Because somebody asked that question. If there was going to be a ferret, that is, which barrel would? Because someone asked what was inside the barrels the other day. They said, what is actually inside the barrels? And I was like, funnily enough, what goes inside them is very important to the main plot of the story. It's all focused on raindrops because it's called Raindrop Chronicles, but that happens later with the raindrops, but something is in them originally. Something is in them at the moment while they're on this cart. They don't have raindrops in them right now. So something is in them, but it's a big question mark what is in them. Maybe Hank has something in him that's different to what Carol or Meryl or Elvira have. Woody might have something in him as well. The only one we'd know who has is Oliver the cookie jar. He's got cookies because he's got a cookie label on him, but it's a mystery what the others have. So that'll be something fun we could potentially consider at some point whenever the plot opens up that potential reveal. Too cute they are. Ferrets are weird like that. Ferrets are like dogs and I love dogs, so one of those barrels is not like the other ones. Yeah, which barrel's the one that's different, Wheeler? Which one are you thinking? Most people say they like cats, but I've had quite a few that like ferrets, but they're scared to trees can form and not ferret. Oh my gosh, Shuford is an animal pro. My goodness. But yeah, interesting. For sure, and there could be a ferret that gets put in the game. If there's an asset out there that's a ferret asset, you know, there's the chance. And if it's something that seems to be very liked, then, you know, the cookie one is different. Yum. Yeah, the boxes as well. They're not, yeah, they're like the outside. Well, the cookie jar's not an outsider. He's adored. But Woody's a bit of an outsider. He gets bullied a little bit. But he's got so much, like, bravado that he kind of, like, doesn't care. But I think he might be soft, really. Woody must have some sort of sexual attraction within him because, damn, he's good looking. I was talking about this earlier. I was saying one of the people that come in this stream called Chub Cheeks really has a crush on the box. I love it. Cats think they're rulers, dogs think you're the ruler, ferrets think you're a ferret, yeah? Why bully Woody? Because he's like really kind of arrogant. He like thinks he's a hottie as well. Like he really does think he's a hottie. And the barrels like to put him down a peg or two. Particularly Elvira and Meryl and maybe Carol. Hank's nice. Hank would never be mean. But I really want to make Woody a really good character, don't get me wrong. I think there's a lot of room for him to be a really interesting character. Because he's the comic relief. He could be like the funny one, the amusing character of the bunch. To be honest, I want all the barrel characters, the crew, to be good characters. They're like going to be one of the key characters in the game, story-wise. All the plot is really centred around them. They're the MacGuffins. MacGuffin is the trope. They're not like going to be in every scene, for sure. They're going to mainly be featured in flashbacks, at least for the first part of the game, before the party meets them in person. A bit like, you know, how Final Fantasy VIII have the Laguna flashback, like parts of the game. It could kind of be similar with these guys. We get like flashbacks now and again where we see a bit of Carol's history with them. That would be fun. My dog just peed in one of our closets. Oh no, naughty boy. What a naughty boy. Damn it. I hope he's not being too bad. Kung, I hope he's not peed too much. What's wrong with that? Yeah, nothing wrong with a bit of confidence. Maybe one barrel is always hungry, and if you keep feeding it, it keeps getting bigger. It can even quote Little Shop of Horrors, feed me Seymour. Yeah, and there was a lot of really good creative ideas for barrels, even though some of the characters don't fit some of the ideas for the ones we've currently got. But there's always a chance there could be a barrel village in the game one day. It was very casually brought up that there might be a village where barrels live, and that would just allow the option of more potential crazy barrel character later in the game. So there's a chance. Might not even be a village, it could be a barrel like warehouse or something, but it could be something where more barrels go. There's an oil drum character, that's one thing we know. I've put down your notes though, Shuford, because they're very creative, and I like when anyone comes up with anything creative story-wise. If it'll fit and not be something completely off track, I generally make a copy and paste of it. Oh, she's senile. Super nervous. Oh, bless her. Poor puppa. Oh, give her lots of hugs from me. Warehouse barrels are so downtrodden and discriminated against. We need to rise up and free them. Yeah, a lot of the game, like the plot, is very centred around the barrels being misused in general, because this Raindrop business, that it's all like very corrupt that's happening, and it's very difficult to go into right now because it's actually there's a bit of lore background behind this, but when I release the video, hopefully it'll all be made clear, and I'm going to try and keep them as concise as possible when I narrate them as well, so people don't get confused, and keep the videos generally quite short as well. So I'll regularly be releasing them whenever there's a good point to release one. I gotta go now. Yeah, I have to go too, folks, because it's actually well past my streaming end time, and we got carried away with the chats. That's what's happened, because we've been having lots of fun chats, and the last like half hour of the stream I haven't done any work because we've been busy rambling on. But like I said, I see the streams as the time for that. Like the off stream time for me is when I get on with my work properly, and on stream I update you on anything I've done off stream. But yeah, definitely chat time. Time for din-dins. Yeah, time for mine as well. Thanks for stream. Thank you, Rex. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Thank you for the likes and for all the discussion and for all the ideas. So we've got one more stream left this week, which is tomorrow. So I'll look forward to seeing you all then. We'll just carry on with what we've been doing. We're going to carry on really getting this map developed and looking good. We might actually start doing some of the inside part of the wagon tomorrow as well, because we've neglected it a lot. We've been doing all the outside, but whatever I don't finish on the outside part, I will be doing over the weekend on my days off anyway, and you'll be seeing the updated version on Monday. So I'll see you all tomorrow, and I hope you all have a really good Wednesday. Look at all those quotes. We'll barrel through this game. Yeah, I like the puns, guys. Honestly, if you come up with any good puns, pop them in the Raindrop Chronicles ideas discussion channel in the Discord or something. Honestly, if you have any like ideas off stream or anything and I'm not here to see them, there's a ideas discussion channel, or we have some Raindrop Chronicles related channel, and I encourage people to get them in there if they do think of something. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, peeps, and I'm just going to give you all my links and stuff just so people's know in case they're not subbed to YouTube or following me yet. Thank you for hanging out, guys. I'm going to have to rush off today just because I'm late, and I will see you all tomorrow, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care.